year 2000 Saab 9-3. This is the Aero model. This is the one everyone wants. It's the turbo. Obviously the Aero with the higher trim and the higher output. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. If we start on this front driver's quarter, see it's this lovely metallic blue colour with for me the best wheels on it. If you're going to have a quick Saab, it's got to have those wheels on it. Aero badge on the wing here and everything, showing you it's all in the correct place and everything. Nice clean arch on the front there. So no real marks or anything to point out on that front wing. Wheels nice and clean with a good tyre on it there. Looking down this driver's side, you can see it's nice and straight. Sill cover, part of the body kit for the Aero. It's got no marks or any damage or anything on it. Driver's door itself is nice and clean. We do have a couple of little scuffs on the wing mirror, but that's to be expected given the age of it. We've got a small scratch, in fact we don't, that's nothing there, it's wiped straight off. Around the top of the door is nice and clean. The roof, it does have a little ding just here, you can see that there. Could do with a clean, but we'll be doing that at some point today. Coming down this driver's side of the car, obviously a 3-door model. All nice and clean there, there's no real marks or anything to point out on that rear quarter. This arch is nice and solid all the way around. Quite often you can find a bit of rust in this corner here, but it's nice and clean. Another good wheel and tyre. This large expanse of metal here is all nice and tidy. Around the window is good. Round onto the back, does have a tow bar fitted with twin electric should you want to use those. Bumper corner on this side and on the passenger side are nice and clean. You do have a very slight scuff which you can just see in the plastic there, but the plastic itself is nice and clean. It's not dried out or cracked or anything like that. Both side tail lights are nice and tidy. This lower half is nice and clean. You've got a very small mark just here, but that's about it. The spoiler itself is nice and tidy. Obviously people tend to open the boot with them, but that's nice and clean. It's not dry or cracked or anything like that. Looking down this passenger side again, nice and tidy all the way down. Seams here are all good. This rear arch, nice and solid. We do have just a tiny little bubble just in the bottom corner there, very tiny. This rear quarter all nice and clean and tidy there. And again, we can have a look at the roof from this side again. Like I say, there is a ding just here. Actually, there's a little one just there as well, which you can just see. Arguably a good dent man should be able to get those straight out for you. This rear quarter all nice and tidy. Another good wheel and tyre. Sill cover on this side as well, also nice and tidy. Passenger door nice and straight. Bodywork's really good on this car, nice and clean, especially for the age. No sign there's a little scuff on the on that windscreen, wing mirror as well. Front wing nice and tidy, the arch is good. Round onto the front, you've got a tiny little bit of lacquer peel just here, as you can see there. Tiny little bit. Other than that, bumper corners are nice and clean, headlights are good. Obviously being an Aero, it's got that body kit, so that lower split is nice. Quite often they get smashed up curbs and things, but that's good. Comes with a nice plate on it. Obviously being the Aero, it's got all the toys, so headlight washers, nicer interior, higher output on the engine, which is the most important bit. So dark blue outside, black leather inside. It's like almost like a two-tone, so a dark black and a grey. Door card's nice and clean on this side. Door release, boot release button there as well. Driver's seat, generally pretty good. You got a little bit of wear on the bolster here, but other than that, pretty good. Considering it's on, what are we on? 158,000 miles. There's not many cars that will wear like that. Seat's still lovely and comfy. Electric memory seat in the front. It's heated as well, I believe. Electric memory. No, not heated. Sorry, ignore me. Electric memory seat in the front. Rear bench is lovely and tidy. And again, the Aeros have got this two-tone, slightly sort of sportier seats in the back, which look better, I think. Headlining, lovely and clean all the way back. Got this wood trim on the dash, which again is nice. It's not peeling or anything like that. Steering wheel controls, manual as well, which is the one to have. You see, quite often you see a few of these with an automatic box, and it just doesn't really make sense to me. So into the boot. Again, massive boot. 6 CD changer in there. All nice and clean and tidy. Have a look under the boot floor. Again, you got a spare wheel in there. Got a little bit of surface rust on the wheel, but the floor and everything all nice and clean in there. Nice and tidy. You got the jack in your toolkit still present as well. Round up the passenger side. Again, another good, nice, clean, tidy door card. This passenger seat is really good. You could do with a bit of a clean, but there's no real sign of any wear on the bolsters or anything. Still nice and firm. The leather's not sort of dried out or anything like that. Yeah, nice and clean on that dashboard as well. Have a look under the bonnet. Nice strong struts on there as well. So like I say, 2 litre turbo. These later cars for Saab nerds called a B205. And obviously the aero was the highest output they did. If you check the description, we'll write everything we know about where it's been, its service history, things like that. If we look at the inner wings and around the strut tops, it's all nice and clean in there. No sign of any corrosion or anything like that. Battery seems to be good. It's always started first time while it's been with us. Was driven here. Doesn't seem to throw any smoke out the back or anything like that. We'll get it started up. So yeah, like I say, it was driven to us. It's always seemed to start quite happily. Sits and idles fine. No sign of any smoke coming out the back. Turbo seems to spool up happy enough. No dodgy noise or anything coming from in here. Actually a really good strong engine, those 205s. You see them in conversions on quite a lot of other things. So there you have it. Year 2000, 3-door, 9.3 aero. Any more questions, please get in touch.